Over the past 2 decades, significant changes have occurred in the balance of power in the world economy, due to a significant increase in the economic power of a relatively small group of developing countries that are commonly called emerging markets. This has been driven primarily by the rise of China and, to a lesser extent, the BRICS countries more broadly, which, in addition to the East Asian giant, encompass Brazil, Russia, India, and South Africa. The BRICS mechanism of 5 major emerging economies has traveled a glorious path since its inception in 2006, and now it is poised to challenge US dollar's dominance as global currency. The BRICS nations have agreed to work on reducing their reliance on dollar in international trade transactions. Currently, they are focused on developing a reserve currency to replace US dollar in international trade. At the core of this drive towards financial independence lies a deep-seated fear among many countries that the United States may one day use the full weight of its currency to target them with the same devastating sanctions that have been imposed on Russia. The recent surge in de-dollarization initiatives can be traced back to this growing anxiety, as countries seek to protect their economic interests and safeguard against potential future threats. And to achieve their objectives, BRICS nations founded the New Development Bank, formerly referred as the BRICS Development Bank, in 2014. Its main task is to finance infrastructure and sustainable development projects in the BRICS member states, as well as in developing countries. Since 2016, when the bank began operating, more than 20 projects have been approved for a total of $5.1 billion, 5 each in China, India, and Russia, 4 in Brazil, and 2 in South Africa. Currently, the 5 countries of BRICS make up 40% of the world's population, 30% of land coverage, 18% of world trade, and 25% of the global nominal GDP. Moreover, these countries play a large role in the world's global food supply. Russia is the largest wheat exporter in the world. Brazil is the largest soybean exporter and the 3rd largest corn exporter. And India is the largest rice exporter. Similarly, Russia, India, and China's influences on the global energy market are significant, as Russia is the largest oil exporter and 2nd largest natural gas exporter. And India and China play a substantial role in the transition to clean energy. Furthermore, China and Russia have expressed a large interest in expanding the coalition further. Specifically, China recently invited Saudi Arabia, Argentina, Kazakhstan, Egypt, UAE, Indonesia, Nigeria, Senegal, and Thailand to join the group, and Iran has applied for membership. The possible addition of these countries to BRICS should concern the West, as all are significant players in the global economy. What has recently stirred debate among scholars on de-dollarization is the war in Europe and use of ensuing sanctions against Russia in order to bring an end to the war. But the war in Ukraine has precipitated the recent strengthening of the BRICS Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa group. In addition to these de-dollarization signs, India and Russia have taken a major step toward non-dollar transactions, which may be an encouragement for countries that are considering the move. Indian customers have paid for most Russian oil in non-dollar currencies, including the United Arab Emirates dirham and more recently the Russian ruble. Reuters reported in March, citing multiple oil trading and banking sources. The AFP reported, citing the Brazilian government on Wednesday, that on the 30th of March 2023, China and Brazil have reached a deal to trade in their currencies. The deal will allow China and Brazil to carry out trade and financial transactions directly in the Chinese yuan or the Brazilian reais, instead of using the US dollar as an intermediary. For instance, at an official meeting of all ASEAN finance ministers and central bank governors that kicked off on Tuesday, top of the agenda are discussions to reduce dependence on the US dollar, euro, yen, and British pound from financial transactions and move to settlements in local currencies. Reuters reported in March that in addition to these de-dollarization signs, India and Russia have taken a major step toward non-dollar transactions, which may be an encouragement for countries that are considering the move. Indian customers have paid for most Russian oil in non-dollar currencies, including the United Arab Emirates dirham and more recently the Russian ruble. While the move towards de-dollarization may pose challenges and uncertainties in the short term, it also presents opportunities for greater economic cooperation and diversification. As more countries consider the benefits of non-dollar transactions, it could ultimately lead to a more equitable and balanced international financial system. To cap it all, the rise of the BRICS and their efforts towards de-dollarization signals a shift towards a more multipolar world economy, with emerging economies playing a more prominent role in shaping the future of global finance. Thank you so much for watching this video about the rise of BRICS and the challenge to the dominance of the US dollar as a global currency. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel for more informative content. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.